So with Sunrail, initially I was a negative towards it because of the financial costs. You know, after the first 7 years of funding dries up from the state, we're the ones left footing the bill. And part of the deal for us to get Sunrail is it's limited to the 4 counties that are participating with it now. Unlike Tri-Rail down in South Florida, where my wife's from, that runs through the 3 largest counties, we pay their funding shortfall. The whole state of Florida pays that. But part of the deal for us to get Sunrail is it's limited to the 4 counties. So we're paying for our shortfall and Tri-Rails. Hopefully we'll be able to get that worked out, but that was the deal that sold this. Anyways, it exists now. I can't go out there and rip up the tracks or stop the train. So my goal is to help us fill in some of the warehouse. There's a lot of light industrial warehouse capacity in that part of DeBary. There's some opportunity there, and I think that may bring some of that labor pool, maybe from Seminole and Orange County eventually out to our areas. We get jobs that pay well. If that can't be filled by people in Southwest Volusia or Volusia County.
Let me ask you this. Volusia County is the only county among the 64 in the state of Florida that has multiple advertising authorities.
Mm-hmm.
Deltona is the largest city, although many argue when tourists come, Daytona swells. You don't have an ad authority in Southwest Volusia. Do you think people in Deltona, DeBary identify more with Orlando and Disney, or with Daytona and bikes and the speed and the racing, the NASCAR and the beach? What do the people in your area say?
Well, when you mention Bike Week, NASCAR, the Daytona 500, those type of events, yeah, we do get a lot of overflow business into our part of the county. However, if you can tell by where our workforce goes every day, it's driving over the bridge to the tune of over 80%. So really Southwest Volusia has more in common with Seminole and Orange County than we do with the east side of the county. We love the east side of the county. We like going over there, dipping our toes in the ocean, swimming, getting in the sand, playing volleyball, all that stuff. But when it comes to our work days, and unfortunately because we're conditioned to drive over the bridge, usually when we go out to eat, celebrate anniversaries, our high schools celebrate their proms and things over in Seminole and Orange County. That's kind of where we're conditioned to go. So we do have a lot in common there. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because we can use Southwest Volusia to bridge that divide between Seminole, Orange County, and the east side of the county by linking it up with putting some resources or putting some effort. I don't know that we need financial resources, but just clean up some of the challenges that we have.
Is it surprising to you that with Sunrail, with I-4, that you don't have more hotels that could bridge the gap between people who want to go to Disney and people that might want to go to the Speedway?
Well, the only other hotel that Deltona has was the hotel that was built to create Deltona by the Mackel brothers. It used to be called the Deltona Inn. That's when they were marketing the cheap land, $1,000, $2,000 lots to all the military personnel around the world. They put them up in that hotel. So it's still there. It's now a travel lodge. And then we have a hotel in DeBary that's Hampton Inn, and there's a couple in Orange City. But yeah, we are kind of lagging. The problem is we're a family-oriented residential area of the county, and we don't have a business community that would drive more demand for hotels. And the ecotourism we've been talking about hasn't really come to fruition at a level where it generates more people staying overnight in our park.
Well, I mean, how many times can you close Gemini Springs Park for bacteria and stuff? And, it doesn't draw a lot of people. One more quick question we'll ask if there's anybody in the audience who's asking something. Do you foresee Deltona, DeBary area ever becoming like Sanford and Lake Erie, right over the border, and how successful those communities are?
Yeah, I mean, we share the same body of water, the Lake Monroe. I live on Lake Monroe. It's a beautiful area in the St. Johns River. If you look at the history of our area, really, we have more historical ties on our side of the river. At one time, Enterprise, which is a small community created in 1841, was the county seat of all of Central Florida, including Orlando, Seminole County, when it was Mosquito County. Enterprise was the county seat of that.
Mosquito County?
Mosquito County was what it's still appropriate today. I don't know why they changed the name. But also DeBary, Frederick DeBary he's a New York spirit salesman that used to bring steamships down into DeBary, and that's where he housed in the wintertime. So in Orange City has always been a mecca for people from all over the country to come to the healing springs at Blue Springs. So there's a lot of historical significance. We've just not have done a very good job of tying it all together. There were some efforts, but we haven't really tied it together as well as they have in Seminole County.
Is there anybody in the audience that has a question for Mr. Rich Gailey? He's running for county council in Deltona. Sir, stand up and identify yourself.
Gordon Meyer, New Smyrna Beach, Florida. Yeah, well, I have a couple questions. One is running for county council. So, of course, you're going to be facing the tax issues the county council presents. And I see that this year, valuations have gone up 6%, the housing valuations. Now, they're going to keep the millage the same, it appears. But it's still going to bring in an extra $28 million, which is going to be a $28 million tax increase for the county. And it looks to me from the articles in the news journal that they've got an agenda to spend it on sheriff's office administration buildings and different projects like that. And I was wondering how you feel and what you would do if elected in considering these kind of tax increases, which aren't per se a millage increase, but are a tax increase.
All right, good point. You look like you're going to ask me a tough question.